systems go. Clear for liftoff.
Good morning and welcome to this weekend's NASCAR Quick Hit here for Ship It Nation. I am Eric, also known as TheGame on Discord, and this morning we are breaking down the Goodyear 400 taking place at the famed Darlington Raceway. But before we go ahead and discuss this slate, let me of course mention us over at shipitnation.com. I gotta take my notes down here. Once again, us at shipitnation.com, your one-stop shop for everything you need to succeed in DFS. Baseball season right around the corner. So much so, next week, right? So, if you haven't already, give us a shot. If you don't know, let me click on the early bird special. Whoop. Click on join. Wrong button. I did. That's enough. You think I should know what to click. We now offer trials. I will always talk about these trials because I'm a 1 day a week sport. So I love the fact that we offer these daily and 5-day trials. If you want to give us a shot, $9 for the day gives you access to everything except for Discord. Okay, so $9, everything but Discord, or 5-day all access for $19, and that includes the Discord. So again, $9 for your daily trial access, $5 or $19 for your 5-day access. That includes the greatest Discord community in the game today. And then once you fall in love with the good folks here at Ship It Nation, we have our all access plans, as you've seen on the screen. Weekly, monthly, annual plans of all shapes and sizes. We also do single sport plans as well if you're only interested in one sport. So again, shipitnation.com, your one-stop shop for all things DFS, plus SaberSim, like the greatest optimizer in the game. I have fallen in love with the Sims. I have fallen in love with the portfolio diversifier tool. Am I an expert? No, but I'm loving them more and more each week with the different GPPs and cash games I play, etc. So yeah, SaberSim, Ship It Nation, everything you need to have fun and succeed in DFS. Baseball next week, all the majors, the Masters right around the corner. Come get some, baby. All right, Goodyear 400 taking place at Darlington Raceway. Let me get my notes up here. This weekend, the race is once again on Fox Sports 1 here in America, with pre-race coverage starting at 1:30. Nice. With race coverage starting at 3 p.m. Eastern. Nice again. So while I wish the race would start at 1 o'clock, I'll take pre-race at 1:30 and the race starting at 3. That's like as good as we're going to get. This Sunday, there are 293 laps on deck, which should equal out to 256.9 Dominator points up for grabs on DraftKings. Now, that number could always fluctuate because fast laps change as drivers don't accrue Dominator points via fast laps if there's cautions. So caution flags don't have fast laps, obviously. So that's why that number could change. So check out my complete Dominator thoughts over at shipitnation.com in the slate plan. If you aren't a member, now would be a good time to dial up that, $9 access I just said? Yeah, shipitnation.com. This weekend, the NASCAR Cup Series is tackling the track that is too tough to tame and the lady in black, the famed Darlington Raceway. Why did this track earn those two nicknames? Tire wear, baby. Darlington Raceway absolutely destroys tires, and it truly puts the race in the driver's hands, as they will have to manage their tires for 400 grueling miles. Much like every race at Darlington, and maybe even more so this weekend, more on that just a second, I will be focusing on their past performance at Darlington in the next gen era, which is the track rank on the stone, and the track type rank on the stone, which is how they rank at similar high tire wear racetracks on a similar tire combination. That's a key. Similar high tire wear racetracks on a similar tire combination in the recent past. Okay. So track rank is everything they've done at Darlington in the next gen era, and track type rank is always similar racetracks on similar tire combinations. Second, while I will be taking long run practice speeds into consideration this weekend, I'm not making it the end all be all as I whittle down the player pool. Now would be a good time to pull the stone up, huh? Let me do. I'm going to say stop sharing that whole full screen of the game, huh? There we go. Let's quickly get me back off, not the full screen. Present. I'm going to say share screen. I'm going to say entire screen. I'm going to say screen 2. Let's go. All right. We got the stone up here. I got my notes. Now, second, I'll read that last sentence again. Second, while I will absolutely be taking long run practice speeds into consideration as I build my player pool this weekend, I'm not going to make it the end all be all. And a fine example of this would be old Riley Herbst. According to practice, he was lights out fast and he's crazy cheap. Well, one of the reasons he was so fast was because he was one of the very first cars out in the very first group of practice, so he had the very best track conditions of the session. I literally anticipate him falling like a stone through this field later on this afternoon, and I would be stunned if he shows any true long run pace. And I'm not the only one who thinks that. He's 25,000 on the books right now. So yeah, that's not looking good for Riley Herbst today. Another example of this, and a driver of a tad higher caliber, would be Connor Zilisch. If you look at his practice times on the stone, you could talk yourself into adding him to the player pool. But once again, he was in the very first practice group with the best track conditions, and he's a rookie. Albeit he's a very talented rookie, he is making his very first 400-mile Cup Series start at Darlington. That's enough for me to take him out of the player pool. And if I'm being honest, I don't know if I'm going to be playing anybody from the 30s on back. Noah, no, I played him last week at Vegas. Gilliland, maybe. Zilisch, no, I just gave my reason for him. SVG, no. Cody Ware's a no. Cole Custer's a no. Ty Dillon's a no. And Timmy Hill's a no. So the only one I can really even remotely consider is Gilliland. And I don't love it. So yeah, I don't think I'm playing anybody in the 30s on back. Anyway, an extra wild card for us DFS players this weekend is the fact that this is the first time in the next gen era that the NASCAR Cup Series is bringing the short track package to Darlington. In previous years, it's always been the intermediate package, which would provide the car more downforce, and in theory, it would make the car easier to handle around the historic egg-shaped facility. However, this year, NASCAR has brought the short track package to Darlington Raceway, and that package removes some of the additional downforce that is found in the intermediate package. So, what does that mean for us DFS players? It means you should highly consider maybe expanding your player pool a little bit, or include more uniques per lineup, because drivers have really hyped this race up that this could be one for the record books. Denny Hamlin came out a few weeks ago and said you could see tire fall off up to 4 seconds throughout a run. That's massive. I don't know if you've ever seen that in the next gen era. The last time we may have seen that, or the only time we may have seen that, would have been that crazy Bristol race. Like what, last spring, 2 springs ago? I'm not sure if anybody remembers that, but that was like tire chaos in that race. Everybody was spinning out, popping tires. It was absolute chaos. Do I think it's going to be that today? No, because everybody and all the teams are aware of this, right? That Bristol race a couple years ago, I was doing content at the time, so couldn't be that long ago. That Bristol race kind of came out of nowhere as being a shit show. This one, people really know that it could really be a shit show. Keselowski came out yesterday and says he expects many spins and many blown tires. Like I said, Denny on his podcast a few weeks back is said up to maybe 4 seconds of tire fall off. Chase Briscoe has hyped this race up that it could be one for the record books. This could be a fantastic race to watch, and it could be fantastic for DFS if you build your player pool correctly. If it turns out to be chaos with these drivers blowing tires and spinning out and et cetera, you want to have exposure to some of these lesser owned players. Now, am I saying to go full Daytona and stack the black? Absolutely not. You want to play some Dominator plays. The players I have listed as potential Dominators are the ones I consider to be your highest race winners and who I obviously consider dominating the race. You need to have exposure to those drivers. But some of the other ones, like Josh Berry, AJ Allmendinger, Zane Smith, Ryan Preece, Allgaier, right? Suarez even. Some of these drivers who you would probably like, okay, like whatever, like make sure you have some exposure to them. Because if this gets crazy today, no one knows what's going to happen, right? Like this is the first time we're seeing this package at this track, and all the expert drivers are claiming this is going to be a mess. So we have to see if it's actually going to be a mess. I know I'm going to be personally building with not as Dominator heavy as I normally would, and we'll definitely be playing some of those juicy place differential plays. All right, let me do a quick rundown of the starting lineup. And it's going to be quick because I already talked about 30 on back. I'm not playing them. First up, starting on the pole and in second, 2311 teammates Tyler Reddick and Bubba Wallace. The odds on Reddick to win are disgusting. It's stupid. I hate it. He's 350 on DraftKings. I think he's like 250 on BetMGM. I might be wrong on that. That's disgusting. Look, was Reddick fantastic in practice? Yes. Is he fantastic at Darlington? Yes. Is he fantastic in this race particularly? Yes. Is he the winningest driver in NASCAR this season? Yes. That's a whole bunch of yeses, right? I get it. This is a high tire wear race at a track that is known to just beat drivers up. Plus 350, plus 250 to win is stupid. Spoiler alert, his projected ownership today, in my opinion, is stupid. I love Reddick today. I am not playing him anywhere near his projected ownership. If he goes out and leads 200 plus laps, then hey, so be it. I made the decision. I'm going to lose the money. But I don't know. I don't see him walking away with this thing like the numbers say. And like a lot of the, not only say him, but a lot of the experts. Bob Pockrass didn't pick him today, but those odds are disgusting. I don't like these like Formula One style odds coming to NASCAR. It's gross. Teammate Bubba Wallace will be overlooked for sure because he slower in practice. He shouldn't be. He has just. Does he excel as much as Reddick does at Arlington? No, but he was really good on this tire combination, and his practice speeds weren't the best, but that doesn't scare me off of him. Plus, Bubba has brand new dad energy. His wife gave birth to their second child on Tuesday, so we all know in DFS, brand new dad energy brings a whole lot of good. So I think Bubba's a good play based on speed and based on potentially him having a really good day. Plus, he does have some potential Dominator upside, right? But yeah, new data energy for sure. Give me some Bubba. Next up, Chase Elliott and Kyle Larson. Absolutely. Chase is the more consistent of the two by far at Darlington. Kyle Larson is boom or bust. The booms boom, but the busts bust, and he busts more than he booms at Darlington in the Cup Series. Now, he dominated yesterday in the Xfinity Series. Now, he didn't win, but he did dominate. Allgaier won. I don't know what to expect out of him today. Obviously, 550 to win from Vegas. Great on this tire combination. Obviously, you have to play him, but I'm not sure if he's go over the moon heavy on Larson, because like I said, he has like two. He has a victory and I think a fourth off the top of my head. I don't have my notes right in front of me right now. And then everything else is like 20, 30, 19th, like not great finishes. So definitely consider how much Larson you get today. Brad Keselowski, Chris Buescher, love them both. Really love Keselowski at 76. He's an old veteran who knows how to manage his equipment, and you need to know how to manage your equipment today. Keselowski can do it. So can Buescher, and so can Ryan Preece. Spoiler alert. So I love all of RFK today. Ryan Blaney is starting 7th. Love me some Blaney. I wish he wasn't so expensive and starting so close to the front. I wish he was starting a bit deeper, but have no problem taking a shot on Blaney. Kyle Busch, his track ranking sticks out with that B+, right? Recent form, track type rank, And I love Kyle Busch. Look, I'm a Kyle Busch fan. No, look. I changed my camera. I am a Kyle Busch fan. I don't think I'm clicking on him today. I know I just said I like veterans. Kyle Busch is as veteran as you can be. He's snake bit. He is snake bit. And every time I feel like something happens, and today just has that something might happen feel for it for me. So he's probably an off click for me, but I do definitely understand if you do add him to your player pool, but I think he's going to be a no for me. Denny Hamlin. Love me some Denny Hamlin. I think he is the most expensive driver on the slate. Yeah. His long run, his practice speeds don't scare me at all. Denny Hamlin is fantastic at Darlington. He just won last week, and they used the same tire combination last week as they are this week. So he knows the tires. So love me some Denny. Austin Dillon, he's probably going to be a fade for me. Suarez, he's fast. He's spicy. Not sure if he tastes great. He is driving with a chip on his shoulder. And I think everybody he hates, which is Trackhouse Racing, starts behind him. Yeah, Ross starts in 25th. Connor starts in 32nd, and SVG starts 33rd. So yeah, everybody Suarez has beef with starts behind him. So yeah, hey, give me some Suarez, right? Cindric, yep. He's pretty much a play for me all the time. His practice speeds kind of scare me, as does his track type rank and track rank. But Team Penske upside at 6,900. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt that he'll figure it out. William Byron. Yep. Love me some William Byron. I'm surprised he's not more towards like 10-5 like Larson, because he's much more consistent than Larson at Darlington. Much more consistent. And he's higher odds to win, and and cheaper on DraftKings. Place differential upside, dominating upside, race winning upside from the 13th starting position. Love me some Willie B. Riley Herbst, I already said no to him. Justin Allgaier, he won yesterday's Xfinity race. He is starting his second or third Cup start for the injured Alex Bowman. 6,500 for a Hendrick Motorsports car. I wish Allgaier had more experience in the next gen, but he's probably going to be in the player pool because he's not a scrub and he's in Hendrick equipment. And the more he drives his car, the more comfortable he will be with the team, the better in theory they should be. So I'll take a chance on Allgaier. Hocevar, yep. He not the greatest history at Darlington, middle of the road track type rank, which I said is high tire wear with this recent combination. So average C plus for that. His practice speeds were elevated due to that first group. Right. Let me make sure I'm highlighting him correctly here. Yeah. But he is fast week in and week out. He has a beautiful paint scheme this weekend. So Hocevar makes my player pool. If you do need to cut a $7,700 player from your player pool, I do understand why Hocevar would make that pick. But I think he's going to win soon. Vegas seems to kind of agree with his odds. So I will take a shot on Hocevar this week. Next up, Ryan Preece. I already said yes to him. I like all of RFK today. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. has a big old fat no for me. Zane Smith. I will take a shot on Zane. That track type rank, middle of the road with this tire combination, he doesn't really get into trouble. Kind of hoping for a clean nose type of day, and maybe he'll get us a top 10. So I'll take a shot on Zane. Michael McDowell. Yeah. He's in a fast car, but Darlington F, track type rank F, practice, yeah. And that's practice and in the good session. So Michael McDowell's probably a no for me. John Hunter, probably a no for me. Ooh, I need to update his practice on the stone. Fun fact, when I put this practice data in, some data sources have him as John Hunter Nemechek and others have him as John H. Nemechek. So I have to quickly fix his practice here. But let me, regardless of what his practice speed is, he's probably a no for me. However, he does have C- of track type rank, so he could be a last player in the player pool type of play. Now we get into some of these heavy hitters. And I'm going to group them here. Christopher Bell, Chase Briscoe, and Eric Jones. Bell and Briscoe, obviously, Joe Gibbs Racing. Fantastic plays. Chase Briscoe dominated this race. I think he's a two-time Darlington winner. Christopher Bell is yet to win at Darlington, but both excel at these high tire wear racetracks. These drivers both see a ton of ownership. They are both excellent plays. Eric Jones, he's fantastic at Darlington. Now, it does seem that he excels more towards the Southern 500, which is later on in the season as opposed to the spring race. But you can't ignore the fact that he is a two-time winner at Darlington. And he was, I want to say he was fast in practice. Yes, he was fast in the Group A practice. Yes. But he does excel here at Darlington. This is one of the few tracks I am literally excited as life to play Eric Jones. I like Eric Jones for some reason. And two-time Southern 500 winner. Fantastic at Darlington. Not so great in the recent history. I have that noted in the slate plan, but that doesn't change the fact that I'm playing him. So yes, it's Eric Jones. Ross Chastain. I wish Trackhouse in general was a little bit quicker overall, but you can't ignore the driver upside that is Ross in 25th. So give me some Ross. Josh Berry. He's excelled. He came from the short tracks, high tire wear. So I'll play some Josh. AJ Allmendinger. I'll take a shot on the dinger today. Give me some dinger. Ty Gibbs. He will be stupid owned. He is cheap. He has excelled at this tire wear and this tire combination, and he was great in the long run of the hard practice. Okay, so and his odds are stupid too, truthfully, for not having to win. His odds are 900, dumb. But yeah, he's a 3 for 3. give me all a Gibby. And plus, he's been good recently. I touched on this earlier in one of the other videos. He's driving with a chip on his shoulder, much like Suarez. So give me some Ty Gibbs. Joey Logano, yeah, I'll take a shot. His practice times were dreadful. I don't really care too much. It's Joey Logano. He doesn't really shit the bed too often, and I'm hoping he doesn't on Sunday, which is today, which is just in a few hours from now. Hey, that's it. That's all I got. Thank you for tuning in this weekend. As always, if you have any questions concerning the slate, please feel free to tag me on Discord. As of this recording, which I'm wrapping up at 9:51 on Sunday morning, no drivers to the rear. I would anticipate those coming out a bit earlier this afternoon because the race starts a bit earlier this afternoon. So if any drivers do get sent to the rear, I will make sure to tag everybody in Discord. Have a good slate. Good luck in all of the gambling today. I know there's NBA today. I know golf started a few hours ago, and NASCAR fires off here shortly. So good luck. And as always, let's ship it.